Hello everyone, my name is Joyce Mbanama and I welcome you to the presentation about design thinking. So in this presentation, we'll look at the meaning of design thinking, the design thinking process, and the problem that we have tried to address using design thinking process, and how this design thinking help us to address that problem and get a defined solution, and the questions that still need to be answered and the answers that related to the questions, and will also reflect on how the whole process of design thinking was used to get to the solution or to get to the final answers of the problem. And also we take a tour from the website that we created as a final solution to the problem. Then we will share with you the references and we will go to information where we put the materials we have used so that someone else can also use them. So we once again welcome you to this presentation and we think and we hope that you will enjoy. First of all, the design thinking, the meaning of design thinking is the process that someone uses to identify the needs or the problems in the society and understand the problem. So in order to understand that problem, design thinking is used in order to brainstorm different ideas and different um, yes, different ideas which can be combined in order to create a right solution. So it means it's a process that someone takes to think critically about the problem, to identify the problem, and you can't solve the problem without understanding the correct, the, the right problem and the root causes of the problem. And then after, when you are done with understanding what the real problem is, then the next thing to do is to think big, to think about the creative solutions which cannot even take too much or which cannot require you to use so many resources or lot of money. You can just think of the creative way to get to the answer which or to get to the solution to the exact problem. So, when someone is using this technique, the design thinking has different processes and steps. So, the first one is called empathize. The empathize is when someone is gathering information. This collection of information requires the observation skills in doing interviews. So when someone is empathizing, they are gathering information through observation. Let's say it's in the community, and so people have to go there and go to the field and look at how people are living and look at what they do, how do they what do they do to survive, what is their problem, what is their challenge. And through observation, someone can really know what is the real problem. So the other technique is to use interviews to go to reach people in. You may observe and think and make some assumptions, but when you go into the field and you talk face to face to someone, you can understand what the real problem is and what they are suffering from. So the second step is define. When you are done gathering information, through empathize, the next step is to define. So define is all about interpreting and analyzing the information. Let's say we've gone to the field to gather information, we've gone and we have done some interviews and we asked people different information, and now we have this information. So what we are doing with them, we have to document them and analyze them accordingly. So what is the real problem? How big is this problem? What do they need? What are they lacking? It is all about different questions you ask yourself, different questions which help you to analyze deep and get to the clear understanding of the problem. So the pilot process, when we are done collecting information and when we are done analyzing them, the next step is to idea. So we have this information, we have a deep understanding of what the problem is, and then we are coming to thinking of the light solution. What can be the light solution? This on this step of the idea, it doesn't matter whether the solution is big or short, or how smart the solution is. Here, it requires brainstorming, which is about idea generation. It means that I sit somewhere, I think, and I have to write down everything, that is coming in my mind, every idea, every thought. And when we go to prototype, the other step, the fourth step, is when we are trying to come from idea to action. This is where we are coming from abstract to concrete. We are trying to draw pictures of how the solutions we think can really be accurate, can be the right answers to the problem. So this is where we start making physical pictures, which can help us really get a clear and linear solution to the problem. So the next step that we do is testing. Testing is where I have this physical feature, this physical solution. Let's say that there was a problem of let's say that people have been facing thirsty because it has been too sunny and there's lack of water. And they come up with a machine. I had an idea of making a machine that will be producing some drinks for specifically for let's say that. And then the idea of testing, I will be bringing my prototype, my feature, and I'll be showing it to my community where I really want to go, and I will ask them, is this the right machine that I think can be helpful for your problem? Do you think this machine can be better? And by testing, you get different feedback from your end users, those people that you're targeting to find solution for. So testing is the last point because it helps to improve what it helps to implement your solution and make it better so that it can benefit um, the targeted group. So, in this project, I was trying to address the problem of communication. There was a workplace called the company called there was a company, and I was trying to solve the problem of communication, whereby you could see that there is limited interaction due to power and work position differences, and there was also financial and cultural differences, which make people don't communicate effectively. So I have used design thinking in order to address that problem. Also, the way I use design thinking to get to the same solution, actually, I thought of using design thinking process whereby I first of all had to go to the end users. Of course, I have been observing and I could see the problem, but in order to understand deeply what was the problem, and how the end users deal with the problem, I had to reach out to them and ask them questions. After that, I collected the information and I I sat down and I thought of different approaches that can be done in order to solve that problem of communication. For example, I thought of organizing happy hours out of work, let's say once per month, and I also thought that mainly because the end users in the workplace fear to speak out or to share or to communicate because they didn't have someone to communicate to. They didn't have the right to share their concerns because they thought that they were not heard. So I thought of different ideas and I was just ideating of course because I knew that from ideation or from idea step you are not limited. You are allowed to think outside of the box. You are allowed to think even further. Or sometimes you may think that the solution or the idea is not valid, but in the end, you may find out that it's the best idea. So I thought of using different ideas, but when I was judging and estimating and examining, I found out that if I can create a discussion board on the company's website. So the discussion board will be the right answer, and I tried to make a physical look through the website mockup whereby I started thinking of how the 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 way the website already looks and where to add the discussion board and how is it going to be used. How are the end users going to be using it from all the corners and how is it going to be um, helpful. So I lastly approached the end users, both the people who were affected by communication problems and those one who didn't know that there was a problem of communication. So I reached to all of them. The end users were saying that they will be free to talk, to speak up, and to share their problems because they will have a lawyer or a loan for expressing themselves. So I also talked to the management while I was testing my idea, and they also thought it was good because some of them said they didn't even know that there was that kind of problem. So they say that they would be happy to collaborate and work together with the end users in order to communicate effectively and know what's going on in the workplace. So there are some of the questions that the end users had, such as how will the management intervene to solve the problem? And that was really a tough question because I didn't think about that before. The second question it was to how to manage negative posts. So yeah, you see that when some people when they know that their names are going to be confidential, so they may feel free to just post these sensitive and negative posts which may harm or just affect other people in a different ways. So that's really a question that we would have to deal with. So the third question was about what will happen in case there were unanswered questions. We could say that someone has posted a question and no one is answering it. So could also be a question. And the last one was, will the post really be confidential? Because people are still afraid of speaking out what they are afraid of, or speaking out or sharing their concerns, sharing their barriers, their challenges that they face in their workplace, because they were afraid that when they speak about that, they would be fired. So they were still asking if really that kind of discussion board is going to be confidential. so that no one will 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 be known. So they wanted everything to stay confidential and anonymous. So, but the answers to the questions were, for example, the first question was asking how the management to intervene to solve the problem. So, I reached out to the management team, and they say that they will actually, because they have um, a weekly meeting, they will be meeting, and they will be talking about different questions posted on the discussion pod, and before the all staff meeting, they would join together and talk about tough questions and be able to identify those ones, and to talk about how the solutions can be brought in and be implemented. So the other question was asking about to manage the management for negative posts. So this would be easy because we already have in the company, we already have professional um, workers. The employees are positive, are professional. So we would still encourage them to stay professional and respect the environment. And of course, we also um, reminded everyone to put themselves in the shoes of others and think of how they would feel if something negative is reported to them. So we ask them to remain respectful and remain professional as usual. So the other question was asking what will happen if there are some questions left behind. So we still reminded all the staff that the discussion board is going to be the open discussion for all. So we wanted everyone to interact, to collaborate, and we also said that if there is some questions that still um, don't have answers, the senior management team would meet again and think of how the questions can be solved. So we also say that because the online discussion through the discussion board is going to be online, it will be open, it will remain open, so that everyone is able to reply or to post questions before the deadline. So we also propose that if there are some unanswered questions or questions left behind, um, or they will be brought back to all staff meeting as a recap of what was left behind, and then before proceeding with the next meeting, all staff would share out and find solution together. The last question was asking if the post all the information would really be confidential. So we really told them that of course the post would be confidential and everyone would be free to post or to talk. And yes, they would have to be free, but they would have to remain positive and um, polite when posting or when replying. So of course the information would be anonymous. Huh. So this one is very useful. So as a reflection of how the design thinking helped to get to the solution. So the use of design thinking in general was really helpful because before I didn't know that at some point we use these skills. So I thought that it's just something simple and it's something that we don't have to think about deeply. So, but while using it, I found out that there are these ideas that are hidden that you don't have to find out if you don't use this design thinking. Sometimes we may get different problem or we have situations, but if we don't take time and sit down and think deeply about the problem and analyze it, we may not came up with the accurate answers. So that's why this ideations brainstorming process comes in. So generally, design thinking boosted the creativity and innovational skill. So I was able to think of designing and think of different alternatives that you have to choose one. I also learned how to observe and communicate effectively with the end users. To me, I found out that sometimes in order to solve a problem, you need to do deep research. There's no way that you can make some assumptions and then come up with the accurate solution. So you have to make research through observation, through information gathering, and through communication. You may get the right answer. Also, I found out that it made me think deep, whereby I had so many choices, I had so many ideas, but I saw that though we may think that this idea is the right idea, in the end, when we go to ask feedback, when we go to the implementation, we may find out that the next idea is the best. So it also helped me to 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 learn that though I may think that this is the way of doing this, there is another way um, that is maybe if I'm trying to find solution, I'm not the right person to just to say to have a final say because there are these end users, there are these people who are meant for for these people who will be using the solution, who will be affected by the solution. So it's important to go to them. It's important to go to reach to them, ask them how they think or what they think can be improved. And this is the right step for someone when using design thinking. We should think of getting feedback from the right person who will be affected by the solutions that we are trying to implement. And this is done through prototyping and testing phases. Um, so now we are going to see the website, how the website is built, and then we will have to look at different branches such as form, about us, departments, and potencies, as well as the contact. So here is the first page of the website. This is the home page, and the website is for the company called Business Connect and Development Center. And you can see that already there's a home page and it has some information which talk about what the business is doing. So there is also the other page that is about us, that talks about the vision of Business Connect and Development Center, and it talks about the elements that it, talk, it talks about the vision of the company, and the element of BCDC, which is the mm, the the Business Connect and Development Center. So there's another page that is showing departments, and under departments there's communication department. In communication department there's also communication program, and there's also this this information which helps the reader to understand uh, how the end users or the staff use the platform of communications in order to interact with each other. So we can go to the last part, which is still under communication, because communication is under the departments. So we can see that this is the discussion board, and here will be the subject, and there are so many questions that employees will be asked, and depending on someone's or the individual feelings and thinking and experiences, one will be able to pause to write what they think and post, and then uh, people will be posting based on their experience in the workplace, and you can see that everyone will be able to answer the questions and and suggest what they think can be done, because it's room for them to express themselves. It's room for them to let the management, to let other colleagues know what they're going through and what they think can be done in order to overcome the challenges. So I may say that through design thinking, um, we also had on the website that we have, there's also the page of opportunities like volunteering, internships, advocacy network, and so on, because the company does a lot of things, and there are some opportunities that the people, the audience may benefit from the company. So here's the other page that is the blog post, and it talks more about design thinking for anyone who might need to know and understand in deep what design thinking is, the steps, and what comes first and what comes last. And the blog post is here to help people understand. Okay. The last one, the last page on the website is the information that may help people to get to know us, like to know their contact, if anyone wants to share with us, if anyone wants to partner with us, if anyone wants to work with us, or to if they seek for advice, or if they wanna learn more about how we have used design thinking process to come up with this solution. So these are our contacts in case anyone would want to join us. So this can be their best way. Maybe they can call us, or they can email us, or they can send us messages. So that is it for the website. And in summary, we can say that design thinking was very important, because through design thinking someone would brainstorm different ideas, and mm, among different ideas we had to choose one that we would take as the excellent, as the best idea, and then we had to test it through making website, through adding the discussion board on the website, which would solve the problem. So testing is important, because we had to reach to the end users, to those people who had problem, and we wanted actually to find solution to the problem. So the testing was important in order to see if the problem could really work, and through our website have done that, and the website was really working. And on the discussion board, we saw that everyone was able to write answers and post their concerns in confidential. So for anyone who would like to know more about design thinking, how to create a website. So these are the leaflet resources that you can use in order to know more about design thinking. So thank you so much, and hope you have enjoyed the presentation. Thank you.